One problem with this theory of everything project is that I never had to reduce my new worldview down to words before, and it's a pretty weird thing to do. This is not a minor issue. This is paradigm-level stuff, and virtually everyone, regardless of other differences, inhabits the same top-level paradigm. How would you describe your reality to someone from another? Can you even think of a story or film that takes place in a different top-level paradigm? I've racked my brain for many long seconds without success. The paradigm gap between reader and writer is real and wide. I'm expressing theory, but I'm not operating from theory. I'm decompiling the enlightened perspective for the purpose of expression, but this is my living reality. I suppose it's to be expected that any paradigm other than one's own must necessarily seem insane. But if that's where truth leads, then that's where seekers gotta go. After a minute of exhaustive research, I discovered that paradigm is another term we are borrowing from science and putting it to better use. In scientific terms, if you change your set of assumptions about the universe from Newtonian to Einsteinian, you have made a paradigm shift. In this document, I use paradigm to mean worldview in the broadest possible sense, because everyone shares the same top-level paradigm: time and space, energy and matter, duality and causality, etc. No one ever has to reduce it to words. Everyone gets it. We're all on the same page. So my two issues in writing this are: 1. Reducing the living reality of an unknown paradigm, mine, down to very inadequate words, and 2. Transmitting an understanding of my unknown paradigm with these very inadequate words into a completely different paradigm, one I once inhabited, but which is now completely unreal to me. Yours. I am suited to the task I performed in becoming the person who could write the trilogy, but I have no personal ambition to do more. I'm making a reasonable effort with this theory of everything stuff, but it's really an afterthought. This is probably a good time to mention that I am not a spiritual person and never was, and that, in my view, the search for truth is not a spiritual endeavor and never was. What's more, the truth is that truth is not really relevant. It has no practical value or real-world application. It doesn't change or improve anything. I may understand that consensus reality isn't true, or even probable, but here I am. Truth is outside of all paradigms, but we live inside them. Just as I wouldn't want to overstate my qualifications, nor would I want to understate them, I reside in the one and only not false paradigm. I see what is, and I don't see what's not. So I don't need belief to hide some parts or fill in others. Nevertheless, I am retired. I don't think anymore because thinking is the only real weapon of mass destruction, and I don't need it anymore. I have thought the universe to death. As far as enlightenment goes, I am a perfect master. My truth realization is absolute. I can have equals, but not superiors. As far as communicating goes, I do a pretty fair job, but I am not a master communicator. Now, entering into this current subject, I am not a master of anything. I just have a clear view. I have no mind for science and philosophy or theology. That stuff bores me numb. So make allowances for this. What I am saying here is not for you to trust or believe, but to look into on your own. In all but the broadest sense, none of this makes much sense. I am supposedly enlightened, and I am writing for you, the reader, a document explaining that you and I don't exist, and that the world in which we don't exist, in which I am transmitting and you are receiving, also doesn't exist. Kind of. But in the broadest sense, it all makes perfect sense. And this document is all about the broadest sense. A theory of everything can't be anything less than the view from the highest altitude, and must therefore be both true and the enlightened perspective.